This is a serious message from Walt Disney to you pictures, to you at home. A message about my movie. I am the King of Lions. Brace yourself if you go down to the movies today for a breathtaking loss of breath as you sit on the edge of your breath in the theatre, breathlessly waiting to see what happens to all the lovely, cuddly, breathlessly breathing animals in the world of the movie that is The Lion King. There's me, the King of Lions, or rather I would be, except that my father is currently still alive, at the start of the movie at least. Spoilers, but have no fear, because despite the best efforts of that very obviously evil lion there, things are going to work out just dandy in the span of 20 years or however long lions live. My name's Simba. I have a short stumpy neck, a short stumpy tail, and a short stumpy live action remake. My serious message to all of you is to remember to look after whatever the moral of the story is. Being as it's the 90s, it probably involves the environment. But what do I know? I only lived through all the events that you will see when you watch the movie yourself. Just remember, kids, much like I learned from narrating Thomas the Tank Engine, it might be painful to lose your parents, but eventually you learn to deal with it. And truly, there is no more important thing for the children to learn these days, because their parents will eventually not be there, unlike 20 years ago in the 90s, before people started dying. For what happened is, you see, until several years ago, life was perfectly happy being a square. But then it got fed up of that, apparently, and decided to become a circle instead. And it was at that point that things changed, such that my father was able to die. I wasn't pleased at that fact, but I was even less pleased when I discovered that this movie is getting a live-action remake. A live-action remake, which, much like several other Disney movies that have been getting live action remakes these days. I don't know what exactly the reason for that is. I don't know why. Maybe for the same reason they made that Thomas the Tank Engine movie 20 years ago as well. There's not much chance of me finding out the answer now. Personally, I think I'd had more than enough of this sort of thing. It's not easy living in the jungle. Unless you can get your hands on the Lion King touch typing game, which might help you to learn the skills necessary for survival in this harsh environment.
Simples.
Hey everyone, it's me, the boss baby! How are we? My house, in the middle of my house. We babies! Babies! It's not always easy being a baby who has the boss people around, but this baby's got his act together. If you need someone to run your company, then you can depend on me, the boss baby! Listen up, guys! We need to get this organization in swing before it's too late. What's that? You don't agree with my policies, babies? I don't tolerate dissension. You're fired, kid. I don't care if you've got a wife and kids. Nobody gets to disagree with me, the boss baby. Hey, what are you all doing here? It's just supposed to be babies in this room. Get out, adults. That's it, kids. I've made a decision. I'm gonna use my boss powers to get us out of this house and over to the other side of the street, where we can play fun games like building mud castles and eating worms for breakfast. delicious breakfast is exactly the kind of thing that I need. But my secret has come out at last! Oh no! I put in so much effort to stop people from finding out all about my secret top baby boss plans, but they've discovered them anyway! We gotta make a break for it, guys! I'll take the car, you can grab hold of the car and get killed in the process! Whoa! Boss baby on the rampage! Hey, kid! Those adults sure don't know what's gonna come to them when I impose my boss powers on them and freeze their wages for the next 5 years, because in these tough economic times, business people like me have to say these are tough economic times to justify their money-grubbing business decisions. Everyone gets to have fun with me, the boss baby.
Playtime is over. Now that I am your new boss, there's going to be some changes around here. First of all, nobody has any breaks. There is no lunch, there is no eating time, there is no smoking. If you smoke, you can just smoke in the office with everybody else. Nobody complained 60 years ago, so why should they now? Second, I will increase the working hours to 24 hours a day of work, 7 days a week, 52 weeks of the year. So you will be working every single second of every day for the rest of your life, because there's no retirement ages either. You work until you are dead, and then once you are dead, if you can still work, then you must continue working. These are the new laws imposed by me, the boss baby, the best boss in the world. You wish you had a boss like me. Come and watch my movie. It only costs $5,000.
Hey kids, it's me, James Bond. I hope you're looking forward to seeing the next James Bond movie, because here I am in the flesh. There's me, James Bond, preparing to snap some shots, or maybe to blow a hole in the building. Well, that's exactly what I'm planning to do, but you'd better be expecting more than that in this hottest new James Bond movie starring me, James Bond. Unfortunately, Miss Moneypenny was out picking flowers, so she couldn't appear in this film, which is a shame, but luckily that's okay, because you've got me instead. Me, James Bond, shaken not stirred. What's that? You're saying that that's not Sean Connery? Like someone else? You're full of nonsense, kid. There's only one James Bond, and it's me. Shaken, but certainly not stunned enough to be under the misimpressions when it comes to the fact that I am James Bond, Jim lad, and if you disagree any further, you'll be walking the plank and then getting keel-hauled. You'd better stop telling your lies about Daniel Craig not being me. If you value your life, do you know who I am? Because I have been saying it several times for the last 5 minutes. I'm James Bond, and I'm licensed to kill. Even though I did have my license revoked in that one movie, which they didn't name that because America does not know what the word revoked means, or that's what Hollywood believed. However, I'm back, and I'm better than ever now. Look at me, I'm younger than I ever was, except I actually look like I'm considerably older than James Bond is traditionally supposed to be, so I don't know what to tell you. In any case, I have been Sean Connery, and this is the latest James Bond movie featuring me. You must watch it at once. Sure, you can direct all your fan mail and marriage proposals to my secret mansion on my special island that I own, or wherever it is I live these days. Sure, but if that trailer somehow wasn't enough to convince you to watch a movie featuring me, then here's another trailer. A sneak preview of the next James Bond movie, which has been top secret movie, concealed from the public for so long that it's been in development for over 40 years, but here it is. I must say I wasn't the biggest fan of the new costume. And I don't know when exactly Spectre decided to appoint a talking, floating mountain with a face as its new leader, but that happened in between the most recent movie and this one. Watch and be amazed. Prepare yourself for a James Bond movie experience the likes of which you've never seen before. The James Bond series goes in new directions that have never been attempted in the history of cinema! And what's more, you'll be on the edge of your seat as I run around in a ridiculous costume, preparing myself to cover up part of the title Wizard of Oz in a book somewhere. And then the movie ultimately ends. But if my most recent movie and my secret upcoming movie aren't enough for some reason to satisfy your desire for James Bond, then have no fear. There's plenty of James Bond movies that have been made since the 60s, all starring me! So hop on along to your local cinema to watch one of the many James Bond movies, all of which will be showing at the same time every single day. What's this? My arch nemesis, Charlie Chaplin! You'll never escape with your life, Chaplin! There, dealt with him. Thank goodness for that. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's Charlie Chaplin. He foiled my master plan to take over the world. But we don't need to talk about that. But before I go, just remember that there's something involving winners and prom queens. I don't quite remember what the line was, so I'll cut off here. May all your days be merry and bright.
Santa Claus, he's the Claus. Santa Claus, his name, I'm the Claus. Don't mess with Santa Claus, stay warm, don't mess with me. Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus, my name, I'm the Claus. Santa Claus, come down, cause my name is Santa Claus.
James Bond. Warning, the following movie trailer is rated 35 plus for mature audiences only. Your heart may not have what it takes to watch this trailer. Introducing the Oogie Loves in the Big Balloon Adventure. Do you have what it takes to tangle with the Oogie Loves? Gooby is scientastic. Zuzi is sparkaliciousness, and Toofy is adventurific. Together, the Oogie Loves will put your body through its paces. Can your stomach stand the bone-chilling action as the Oogie Loves search for a missing balloon? No, it can't, is the only answer to that question. You're not ready for the Oogie Loves. They have ended the lives of everybody who has ever tried to watch them. The marketing visionary that marketed the Teletubbies brings you the most heart-stopping movie of the year. Get out while you still can. The Oogie Loves in the Big Balloon Adventure. Coming soon to a theater far away from you.
Only in theaters, August 29th. Rusty!
Oh, sorry.
In a world with birds, it's up to one man and several other men and at least one woman to stop the birds from destroying everything. He was a salesman. He sold products successfully, for which he received several rounds of applause in a row. She was the girl of his dreams, but then, halfway through the movie, birds decide to destroy. And why? Why else but global warming? It's up to these men and women and children to fight for their lives and to stop global warming. Can we save the environment?
Thank you for tuning in to a very special episode of Charlie the Unicorn. In today's episode, Charlie the Unicorn and his unwanted friends go to Crayon Castle to meet the Crayon People. Except that when Charlie enters into the castle, his friends abandon him and he's eaten alive by maggots. Sorry for spoiling the plot there, but this trailer was made in the 1960s when they did that sort of thing. Everyone say it loud and clear, children. Charlie! 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 It took a bird bomber squadron to convince the human race to save the environment. But is it too late? Find out in Birdemic, Shock and Terror. Coming 7 years ago to a cinema near you.
I don't know.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Where do we begin? A year ago, these cops and lawyers wouldn't dare cross any of you. I mean, what happened?
So what are you proposing?
It's simple. Here's my card.
Bruce, this is Harvey Dent.
Rachel's told me everything about you.
I certainly hope not. You once told me that we'd be together. Did you mean it?
Bruce, don't make me your only hope for a normal life.
You're Alfred, right?
That's right, sir.
Any psychotic ex-boyfriends I should be aware of?
Oh, you have no idea.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're tonight's entertainment.
What weighs 6 ounces sits in a tree and is very dangerous. A sparrow with a machine gun.
I've seen now what would have to become to stop men like him.
Their minimum objective must be
It's just before the dawn.
the entire
The
world.
dawn is coming. And here we go. This city deserves a better class of criminal. I'm gonna give it to him. You'll see. I'll show you.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the